Welcome to a new edition of the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino. On this episode, we talk with new Canadian author James Greene. This brand new writer published his first book called Chaos Avatar, The Illusionist and the Goblin Princess. He wants everyone to read this book and learn of its message to not judge someone before they get to know them. We get into his history, hopes, and the future, and so much more. Enjoy.
It's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out. Where are you located?
And I'm in British Columbia.
Hey, before we get into your life as a writer, I would like to know first and foremost, how did you? I mean, we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary of the pandemic. How did you survive that pandemic period? How did it change you?
It didn't change. It didn't change a lot. I just went to college over online instead of in person.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about what exactly do you do? Let me put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day, and one of the kids is curious and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How would you answer that child?
Well, to be honest, I live on a farm.
Well, you live on a farm and you're a writer. I'm trying to get at what your occupation is.
Oh yeah, I live on a farm with my family. I help them out when they ask me to help them.
Are you a writer though?
Yeah, I'm a writer. I've just written one book, and I am working on another one. It's just starting out the planning sequence. I'm a writer.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, so that's what I was going for. So talk to me a little bit about what did you want to be when you were in the third grade? What was your dream to grow up and become?
In the third grade? Well, when I was in the third grade, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to be. Of course, I wanted to be a scientist, but I wasn't really that good at math, and that's actually a requirement to be a scientist. But I was really liked reading stories, and I really liked to draw pictures, so I wanted to draw comic books. But I was more interested in writing than I was in drawing, so I focused on my imagination and trying to come up with story ideas.
So what kind of stories did you read? What was like a favorite book growing up?
Oh, when I was growing up? Well, growing up, I liked the Captain Underpants series. Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I have kids, so yeah, they were all around the house.
See, what else did I read back then? Back then I think I also read about this, I can't remember what exactly it was called, but I read a story about a time-traveling tree house. I can't remember what the title was, though.
So when did you start writing? When did this desire to write begin for you?
Well, I've been wanting to write for a long time, but I only really got into writing after I went to college. I did try writing one book before, but it wasn't. The first couple of books I wrote weren't that good. The most recent book I wrote, The Illusionist and the Goblin Princess, that was probably the best book I've written so far, so I decided to have it published.
So talk to me a little bit about this book. What's this book all about?
Oh, well, this book is about an illusionist named Ten Peller. In the world of the book, illusion magic isn't looked at very positively. It doesn't actually it seems not dealing any real effectiveness, like damage and changing the environment. It's just something that tricks people's eyes. That's not what people think. And people see it as something used by con artists to trick people. So he's looked down on a lot. But then he meets a certain someone who accepts him for who he is, and it allows him to start accepting. It allows to see for all his life, he didn't trust people. He actually forced people to sign magical contracts to make sure he would get paid for his work. And when he didn't get paid, it would punish them harshly with nightmares. But as he grew to know this new person, he starts learning to trust people more. Or no, not trust people. He starts learning to accept that there are good people in the world, even if there are bad people too. It's okay not to trust people right away, but it's also not good to just never trust anyone at all.
So how's the book doing? Have you gotten good reviews? What's going on?
Well, the book's still in the early phases of selling. I haven't sold that many copies yet, but I think I have done an interview before this one, so I think more people are starting to learn about it, and I'm not sure if I've seen any reviews yet. I'll have to check that again, but I have been told that the book is really good by the people I'm working with right now.
So who's been kind of a hero for you in your life?
A hero for me? That's a good question. A hero. Honestly, I think the real heroes in this world are the people who actually go out to do stuff, like to help people who need help. I don't know their names, but I think those people are pretty great.
So let me ask you this. If you could meet anybody alive on the planet right now that you find interesting or fascinating, who would it be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Oh. I'd like to meet Ichiro Oda, the guy who writes One Piece.
What is your ultimate inspiration every day to get up and to write and to work on the farm and to be who you are? What is that for you?
Well, what I'd like to do, what inspires me to get up in the morning, it's that every day I gotta work to do. What I want is to tell stories that help people, that really help them to be better people, and to be able to do the right thing in their own lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I certainly do. So where do you see yourself maybe in 5 to 10 years from now? What's your hope with this book and any successive books? What's your vision?
In 5 years, I'm kind of hoping I have enough money to move out and live on my own. You know, my family's great and all, but I kind of want to try to make it on my own at least one day. You know, to live the life that most other adults live.
Of all the things that you've done so far in life, what are you the proudest of?
Oh, Well, to be honest, I'm actually the proudest that I actually got a book published. And I'd actually be a lot happier if a lot of people read it, you know, to help them all learn more about being a better person and all.
So everyone out there has a perception of you, James, your family, your friends, those that are reading your book, but you ultimately are in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Well, ultimately, I think I'm a good person. But I get upset when people are doing something I know is clearly wrong or stupid, and it makes me upset that they do that stuff when I know that they're clearly in the wrong. So, but I don't want to, get too upset or anything. I want to make sure that I want to make sure if there's nothing I can do to stop them, then I can't stop them. But but if I can do something, I try to do something about it. So I see myself as a good person who wants to do the right thing and help others do the right thing.
Excellent answer. Hey, so James, if anyone out there wants to pick up the book, they want to learn more about you, reach out, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, well, first off, the book's available on Amazon, and I also have a Facebook page called Books by James Greene that has a bunch of information about places in the U.S. where you can pick up the book. And I also have a website called greenhousebooks.com. Green is spelled with an E, and there's an extra E at the end. And that also has a place where you can post comments under certain spots where you can post reviews for my book, or just ask me questions.
Excellent. James, this has been great. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your time. Best of luck with this book and the ones that come out in the future. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to another famous interview with Joe Dimino, where we cover the world of art, literature, business, spirituality, music, and more from around the globe. Our esteemed theme music was composed and produced by the great E.E. Pointer of Kansas City's River Cow Orchestra. If you want to hear more interviews, visit the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino channel on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.